Why am I trying to join your lobby? Just join me, dude.
Have you friended this guy?
I have.
Have you invited this guy?
Of course.
Oh, is it blood default?
It is.
Yeah.
Is he in now?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay.
Just Brodo. Let me get your stream up.
Yeah, I need to make sure it actually freaking worked, since it likes to not do that for whatever reason sometimes.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that as well. Like, I've streamed my race once and it just didn't do it.
All right, it's up.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the announcements.
Yeah.
Community member.
We got quite a lot of people. We got Q2. Everyone that would be in Q2. Okay.
16 people.
I
don't know what this Chris guy is doing. He just went to kick Sauber on his own, so... I mean, I don't blame him, because I don't know what the heck Dragon's doing. Dragon is online, and I've invited him 4 times, and he just won't do it. I don't even... Hold on. Oh, because he's on Call of Duty, that's why. Okay, well... truth be told, I don't even know why I gave Dragon a spot, because he's not going to show up for the majority of the races if I had to take a guess. So that's my fault for even giving it to him.
And Brodo is going to be late.
Yeah.
That's everyone then?
Why are they speaking Spanish in the server? I mean, I don't mind. It's just... I wasn't expecting them to just randomly break out Spanish.
Oh, not this guy.
Okay, I can't... I think he said something about... He put the Spanish version of 0... Something like that. I can kind of understand this, not really. You put 0... You put cero instead of 0... And that's how we knew he was... Something like that. I don't think I'm translating correctly. My Spanish is so trash. And I don't want to cheat and Google Translate it, so I'll just leave it. I think Chris is fine in Sauber for now, because Dragon's not going to show up.
Alright. We get ready up.
Honestly, that irritates me so much. I'm almost tempted to just give him the seat, because there's no way you don't know that the league race. Yeah.
Now you watch all the green ticks go on. Half of them are asleep. It would seem. Oh no, here we go. 3 people. God.
What is this guy yapping about? What on earth, bro? Okay, anyway, go ahead and do your yapping so I can make sure this thing is working.
Well, 42 seconds. Oh, no, 0 seconds until session will start. And I'm wondering who will go out first, but I'm also wondering who is going to get pole position today. We've got a bunch of new drivers, so let's see where they are in the mix. One of them could possibly get the pole position. But we're just waiting for the session to start.
I
And then
think
we'll see everyone's first laps.
I think what I have it at now is going to have to suffice, because
wait till the engine noises come in, and that'll be way better.
Oh, the engine noises help a lot.
Okay.
So yeah, all we're missing right now is Brodo. A few drivers haven't showed up. If this isn't the most drivers we've had in a race, this has to tie it. Cause I don't think we've had more than 16 people this season. Maybe.
And it looks like Alpine is the first to come out of the pits.
I think the most we've had is 15.
I think it's Dwint.
Cheers! The most we've had in a race is 15, and we have 16 racers today with a few new faces showing up.
We're going to have 17 later as well when Brodo gets hit.
Indeed. So we also have a few new drivers. I'm not liking the stuttering I'm seeing as they're coming out of the pits. That is worrying me a little bit that that's going to be a problem during the race. I did see a little bit of that. Yeah, this might be a problem. I'm seeing a lot of stuttering. Staccata retired for some reason. Not sure what that's about. But Blood Default is a new driver. Chris is a new driver. Beaksy is once again making a return as a reserve. Truthfully, Beaksy may end up just getting a seat because there are quite a few drivers that just refuse to show up. And some of these drivers like to play Call of Duty instead of showing up for the races. So I'm more than certain that there will be a spot for Beaksy. And I'd rather give Beaksy priority because he's been waiting for a seat for so long, and I feel like it's just fair. So it's kind of a first come, first serve thing, but we'll see. There's going to be some talks that have to happen in private. But we are without Chris today. Brodo is going to be showing up a little bit later. And the first lap we're going to see is actually going to belong to Dwint. Dwint, I don't think was actually here last race. I'm pretty sure he wasn't. I don't think he was. Yeah, this is Dwint's first race back. Maybe after Britain?
Silverstone? Yeah.
I think it was Britain, yeah, because I don't think he was here for Las Vegas either. No, he was. He was here for Las Vegas. He finished in 5th. Okay. Well, Dwint's going to start us off. We're just going to go ahead and watch his lap. I think behind him is a Red Bull. I think it's the Red Bull of Tearful Steel. But like I said, for now we're just going to stick with Dwint and let the other drivers handle their laps. But this is our first race in Qatar in a little while. I think we did have a Qatar race last season, but it was so early on that it was just... It feels like it was ages ago. It wasn't? Oh, you know what? We definitely did, and I think it was race 9. I do kind of remember it now, because that race was like...
the same weekend as the real-life British Grand Prix. So,
okay.
In June, July.
I just remember there weren't a whole lot of people for that race, and...
Yeah, there wasn't.
It was basically just a sprint. But... I'm getting messages from Brodo. He's actually gonna make it for qualifying. Believe it or not, as Dwint is going to set the first lap. Let's go ahead and get down to Tearful, who should be coming across the line now. Tearful looking to set a slightly faster lap with a 1:22.8. Who's behind him? Is it the Haas? It's the Haas of Clay. There is someone in front of him. We're gonna stick with Clay for now, so we don't miss anything. I think it's Beaksy. So Beaksy's gonna go ahead and set a lap. What's Beaksy going to do? Beaksy's going to set a 1:24. Dr. Bod, the winner of last race, with a 1:22. A few other drivers are going to be crossing the line shortly. There's another Haas coming. The Mercedes of Silver's going to come across. Chris, one of the newer drivers, is going to set up a pole lap, and Silver's going to push himself into P5. Silver is looking to rebound after having a little bit of struggles. I did just see something else happen. I think Nathan just brought himself into 7th. But Silver's been having a little bit of a hard time finding his footing this season. He hasn't had horrible finishes, but he just has not had the season that I know he's capable of and I know he wants to have, because it's mostly just been the Dr. Bod show, respectfully. And I'm really not trying to put Silver down because he is a good driver. He's just really having a rough time this season. And I think we all know he's capable of doing better.
It's mainly this
Why
game
is Dragon here?
because he used to be better in F1 23, but I think it's this game that has just made him struggle a bit more. He hasn't come into terms with the handling changes.
Okay, well, now we have a problem because Dragon is in the server, but someone's already filled in for him. So I don't know.
Well, sucks to be in.
I don't know what we're going to do because he's going to show up during the race. So I can't kick him out while we're in here.
Yeah,
I would have to leave the lobby and rejoin.
I think what will happen is that he will just go in a different car, but we can still because it's on the Formula Companion app, we can just change what team Chris is set to. And
okay, I mean,
still count to kick, so we don't have to restart the lobby.
Yeah, that'd be easier and smarter, and technically better, so that way we could have a lot more drivers. I'll leave it then. Roto says he's starting up his game now. I'm not seeing him pop online just yet. Oh, Alpha is up on his lap time. It looked like he was. That may have been a visual glitch.
Dr. Bod is the winner here last season, if I remember correctly.
And he's coming off of a win from last week as well.
Mm-hmm. After his 3-second penalty got appealed successfully.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got punted off by DuPont, which caused him to get a track limits violation, and he only had 3 warnings, so I was quite happy to get rid of the penalty.
Indeed. And it's nice to... I think Brodo just said something in the chat. I missed it. He says it's taking ages for him to load, but he will be able to make it to qualifying, which will spice things up for sure. Maybe he can challenge Chris at the top of the leaderboard.
Yep.
Tearful's up in P4. Tearful's been kind of quiet recently. He's a very, very good driver. I feel like he's just been kind of in the background. He finished 6th.
Driver is wide for him.
Very aggressive. He didn't finish Great Britain. He got 6th in Jeddah. I don't even think he was here for Spa. I'm pretty sure he wasn't. I'm checking. Yeah, he wasn't here in Spa either. In Monaco, he finished in 6th as well. So he hasn't been doing incredible. But something I'd like to point out for this race is that Aston Martin has overtaken Williams, and Williams has dropped down, and Mercedes has actually bumped themselves into 3rd place. So we're looking at Aston Martin, Williams, and Mercedes all within 10 points of each other.
Yep.
And on top of that,
because Williams didn't have a great race last week in Jeddah.
Williams had a really, really rough time last week.
Yep. Ash had a rear wing damage, so that was his race over.
And on top of that, Dr. Bod is starting to catch up to Brian a little bit. And honestly, if Dr. Bod can finish his race in a decent spot, Tearful's invalidated. I didn't even realize that. If Dr. Bod can finish in a decent spot, he might be able to overtake Brian. I think Brodo's asking for an invite. All I'm seeing is a notification in my thing. No, he's not even online.
Let me see. Yeah, he's online. I've invited him. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause everything's gonna be alright.
Yeah, Dragon's asking who he can drive for today.
It's fine.
Maybe he can drive for the other McLaren.
No, he's already in Racing Bulls.
Why would he put himself in racing? Oh my gosh, Brodo's here. Can we please stop just doing stuff before? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I guess Brodo's just gonna have to be in a McLaren today.
No, because Brodo's in a Williams.
Who's the other racing bull?
I can't even remember. It might be Julian. Yeah, it's Julian.
It is Julian? Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Dude, I was about to be so irritated. Seriously, we, as a community, we just... Okay. Actually, I'm not even going to say anything. I just want us to be more
Chris
coordinated,
has
that's
set
all.
an even faster lap time. And now Dr. Bod is set another lap time, and he's just a 10th off.
Blood Default is up on his lap time.
What I want to see is Brian's lap, because he's got a new wheel, he's got a new Moser R5, I believe, and I want to see how quick he's adapted to this wheel, because I think he got it set up yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see just how far he's improved from yesterday.
Berto is now in the lobby. He's in the pits. And he'll be setting a lap time soon, too.
Williams.
But so far, I haven't seen anyone... Well, Dr. Bod is definitely challenging Chris, but I haven't seen anyone get close enough to actually... Why would he go into the pits?
Second over.
He was up on his lap time. I'm so confused. Was he not up on his lap time? I guess he wasn't.
Who were we talking about?
Blood Default. Oh, Swanky's on a lap as well.
I'm just watching Brian start his now.
Yeah, I don't think Swanky's going to challenge the top of the grid. I think it's going to be a 123. Yeah, Swanky's going to push himself into P10, which is good. But let's see what Brian can do. Like you said, championship leader. He won the championship last season.
He is a two-time champion.
Indeed, but he really needs this win if he wants to build a bigger lead for the constructors, because they aren't that far ahead.
And he's got a purple sector 1.
He needs this lap bad. I think he's working. His teammate, by the way, is up into 3rd place. I didn't even see that happen. What a lap from Joe Clark. The problem with this team isn't qualifying. They need to finish well. And I mean, Brian has a very, very easy time finishing decent races. And this isn't a jab at Clark, but I feel like Clark gets caught up in a lot of unlucky collisions toward the back of the grid, or accidents that just slow him down, sort of thing.
In Jeddah, he had quite a good... He had to pit twice because of an accident, and if he didn't have to pit twice, he would have been right up there.
Look at this lap from Brian, though. He might take pole. Oh, he just barely missed pole by 2/10. Oh, my goodness. That was an amazing lap from Brian. I'm genuinely surprised he didn't take it just now. Swanky's invalidated. Silver's heading to the... Or not Silver. Dwint's heading to the pits. Tearful's invalidated.
Have a look at Brodo. Oh, no, he's on a slow lap. I thought he was just going to start it. But
I was watching Nathan, but I don't think...
starting their lap.
He is, and Beaksy's about to cross the line as well. I think Beaksy's going to improve on his lap time for sure. I don't know how much it'll change. Oh, he's going to put him in P10. That's good for him. Let's see what DuPont can do. Every time I see that name, it throws me off. I don't know why he changed his name to that. Oh, DuPont with a huge moment. I was fully convinced he was going to bend it there for a second.
I'm just going to invite Clay as he just left the session.
Does he know that he left the session?
Yeah.
DuPont really needs a good performance today. What the heck is Gabriel, by the way? Gabriel is the guy I literally just invited, and he didn't show up for this race either. I don't know what that's about. But DuPont taking the last couple of corners on a very quick lap. What's it going to be for him? Maybe P5? He's going to put himself in
P4.
P4, just a little bit above Joe Clark. That was a great lap from him. And I think Dragon has just started his lap as well. He hasn't just started his lap. He's been on his lap for a while. And here he comes around the corner. Is he going to take pole position with those intermediate tires? It's going to be a nice and solid 129. And he's not even going to be close to P1. What a great lap from Dragon.
On the intermediate tires.
Yeah, I know. I'm just messing around.
Absolutely no useful reason at all.
I really don't... Has he ever explained why he does that?
No.
Because what is, like, the benefit? Because even if you're setup testing, it just doesn't...
I do know they do it in esports, but it's not the way Dragon does it.
Because they do it for Interspol, which is like a point, right?
No, in esports they don't do it for Interspol. Normally one or two drivers, before everyone else goes out onto track to do their qualifying laps, one or two drivers do a little Inters lap with no meaning whatsoever, and they normally don't even set the lap properly, they just pit normally. I think it's something to do with just the track getting rubbered up, but I'm not too sure on that. But you wouldn't see it happen in real life, so...
I feel like this game isn't realistic enough for a feature like that. Okay, well... Swanky's just started his lap.
So, two people aren't setting a lap time, Brodo as well as Stack.
I don't think...
from the session.
Oh, there we go.
For some reason.
I don't think Birdo retired. I think he, like, left. I don't know. Yeah, I'm watching Swankier right now. He's not improving his time at all. Alpha's not doing anything on his lap.
Is improving by 1/10.5.
Improving? It said he was plus 10.
No, it just said he was minus 0.16 something.
Oh, I can't read clearly. I'm surprised we haven't seen more invalidations, because this track limits on this track in last year's game was like, if you even thought about a corner, you were getting a warning. Ooh, Dwayne taking these corners very nicely. Dwayne might actually set a decent time.
0.4 up. Not good enough challenge for pole though, but yeah, surely get up a few positions.
He could possibly take P8. No, not P8. Maybe. He must have messed something up. It looked like he was going a lot faster than what he was. Tearful's invalidated. Silver's on a lap. Brian is on a lap as well. Brian looking to challenge pole. There's only 16 seconds or so left. Joe Clark has just retired in 5th place. Retired. I think it said there was 16 seconds. There's 9 seconds left now. So any lap that's starting now it's it. I mean, Dragon didn't even get to finish setting a lap time. He literally just set the Inters lap and then went to pole and then went to the pits. What's Brian going to set? Is it going to be a 120? He's not going to be able to challenge pole. He's going to be stuck behind Dr. Bod, and Dr. Bod's lap is over as well. So it's looking like, unless someone can sneak up... Oh, Aiden's jumping into P4. The only other person that could possibly sneak up as a surprise is probably Blood Default. And he's not going to be able to do it either. I think this is it. Because Silver's lap is over. Tearful Steel is invalidated. Alpha's lap is over. Swankier isn't doing anything. Clay is on a lap as well. What can Clay do? I don't think Chris just set an even faster lap, dude. What the heck? Clay is setting a decent lap. I think it's going to be a 122. Clay jumping up into P7. I think that's everybody that's on a serious lap. Yeah. So that'll do it for qualifying. I don't know what the heck happened to Brodo.
Same.
I'm gonna DM him and make sure he's actually in the lobby. Hold on.
It might be something tactical. Maybe he wants to stay out of trouble into turn 1. I've done that before at Monza because I know there was always going to be an accident there. But that's qualifying over. Pole goes to the new guy, Chris, in the kick Sauber as a reserve driver. Dr. Bod and Brian are right next to each other. Championship rivals. And Aiden's in the mix again.
I don't know that Chris did a whole lot of practice before this race as well. That might just be natural raw speed. I'm not sure, but that was a great showing from him. And hopefully he can keep that same pace during the race as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Aiden's in the mix still. Like it's, even though he's the in third place in the standings at the moment, he's always right up there with them. He just needs to get a good race above both of them.
Aiden's definitely a very sneaky good driver, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's just something really funny about driving to the bottom of the chat and just, not the chat, the bottom of the standings and just seeing a random eye on a tire.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a cut on my foot for some reason. I'm sorry, I know that was completely random. I just looked at my foot and there was just a cut on it for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, please let this race be good. I think it will be. I think turn 1 is going to be something.
Famous incident between Silver and another driver. I can't remember who the other one was. I think it was Beatsy in the middle of the pack. Caused a huge pile up in turn 1.
I remember that. I remember having to dive through that. That was the reason I ended up.
Do all the reports for it.
That was the reason I ended up in like second place that race, because I got promoted into third and then I kind of just stayed in there for a while. Alright, here we go. 5 red lights and away we go. Chris is going to lead us. The new driver, I cannot believe a newer driver is leading us off the start. What is turn 1 going to look like? Are the drivers going to handle it cleanly, or is there going to be a bunch of huge collisions? I just saw Silver punt the McLaren off the track. There was a little bit of bumping, but it looks like everybody made it through relatively cleanly, as there goes the Alpine. The Alpine's going to hit Silver, and there's going to be a huge clash into the back. And once again, Silver is involved in an opening lap collision. Nathan is out of the race. The holy crap, the Williams of Beaksy was sideways, and we already got a safety car on lap 1. Now, what's interesting about that is that lap 1 was decently clean. There really wasn't a whole lot happening on lap 1. It just happened that as soon as they got out of it, it immediately all heck broke loose.
Crazy, I saw Nathan T-bones going up in the air.
Oh, I know he is mad.
It feels like he's had so much bad luck.
He really has, and
into accidents.
Silver truly hasn't had it much better.
Yeah, I'm just looking at a replay right now. It looks like there was an Alpine sideways. Or yes, an Alpine and a Aston Martin got tangled. Which is
what do you mean you're looking at a? You're looking at a replay? A replay like how?
I'm looking at your stream.
Oh, I thought you meant you were streaming too. Honestly, why don't you stream too?
No, it's fine.
Okay, I meant for like a second point of view sort of thing. I mean, I guess we don't need it. But that was a chaotic second turn. Yeah. I just saw somebody knocking over the whatchamacallit board.
It's probably for replacing front wings and things. Yeah, I can see a bunch of front wings going on the cars.
Oh, poor Silver, man. I didn't. That's literally the same thing. Aw, Clayton just got another one of those kinds of penalties. I feel like those
Yeah,
penalties are almost always nonsense.
yeah. What's interesting though is I saw Aiden get the jump on Brian into turn one, went clean on the inside, and made up of his position before safety car came out.
Hmm.
Let's see what tyres people are on.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot to even do
Huge
that.
mix. We got some mediums,
Oh my goodness.
softs, and the people that just pit obviously on the hards, and of course Dragon is starting on the hards. The normal things you see with Dragon behaviour.
I don't think that's ever going to change, really.
No, if he does a qualifying without going on inters first, I'm going to be like shocked out of my mind.
Yeah.
But Dupont, or now known as OnlyFans, has started on the hards.
Why did he change his name to that?
It's bad start for Blood Default. Qualified quite up there in around P7, I think it was.
Oh well, DuPont is just losing positions right now. I don't know if you were seeing that. And
Yeah.
does he have front wing damage? I don't think he does. I don't know what just happened. I just saw him. Maybe he spun or something, and then he just dropped like 5 positions. That was really weird.
I'm sure he can make it up.
Oh yeah,
As we've seen
100%.
before.
Roto is operating with a brand new teammate of Beaksy. As I just saw some damage come off of the Sauber of Staccato, and we're seeing a Red Bull
He's in
and
the pits.
yeah, both of them are pitting, both Staccato and Alpha.
Brodo's made good start from nearly last all the way to 8. It's only lap 3, and we've had a safety car for like 2 of those laps.
And what I was going to say for Brodo was the fact that he's operating with a new teammate in Beaksy, who is in P10 right now, which could be pretty big points for a team that's been
teammate.
Yeah, a reserve teammate, and that'd be pretty big points for a team that's been kind of falling behind a little bit recently. They were down into P5 when they were on a little bit of a hot streak from the beginning. His Brodo's teammate got first, and then he kind of fell off a little bit, and then he like fell off, came back, and then just kind of he's been somewhere in the middle as of recently.
Yeah,
He got
but they
second
want to
in
get
Vegas.
in front of they want to get in front of Brian and Bod, so they can gain in the constructors.
Which is the other really important thing, because if Brian or Dr. Bai wins this race, that is a huge advantage for their team, no matter where the other drivers finish. Especially Brian, because Brian is still ahead by almost 10 points.
Yes, he's ahead by 7 points to Dr. Bod in the Drivers' Championship. And Aston Martin is leading Williams by 6 points in the constructors.
And Brodo has recently gotten overtaken by DuPont. So the championship is starting to shape up and change.
Yeah, but you've got to feel for Nathan. I feel like he always gets a short straw.
He really does. He's getting the treatment that Brodo got last season.
Yeah, I just saw him get T-boned into the air, and I just saw the DNF notification pop up, and I was like, oh no. He had quite a good qualifying as well.
Well, let's see how Chris handles his restarts. Everyone does it differently. You know, Brian is notorious for starting off really slow, but he's just going to go ahead and launch off basically immediately and just let them go. There's a driver off the track. The Haas of Clay went off the track a little bit. And are we going to see any overtakes on the straight? I don't think we are. We're seeing some side-by-side action between Dragon and Blood Default. Do they make it cleanly into turn one? I think Default's going to commit to that overtake. He is, and he's going to send it right up the inside. Dragon trying to defend the outside. I switched to the wrong person on accident. There's a collision in the back. The Aston Martin just went off the track. The Aston Martin of Joe Clark, who started so well. Look at this pack in the middle. Holy cow. Everybody just kind of jumbled up. It's Beaksy, it's Dwint, it's Dragon, all of them. They all just started bunching up out of nowhere. I don't know what made that happen, but now Silver trying to make a move on the outside of Dwint. It's not going to happen. There's another Racing Bulls off the track. It's the Racing Bull of Dragon, and Dragon is going to spin, or not spin, but he's going to fall all the way down to the back of the grid. Look at Takata trying to battle with Silver. Silver having just made that overtake. Oh, they almost touched tires. Takata doing a great job avoiding him, but hanging on just barely. And right out of the gun, positions are changing effective immediately. Why did DuPont just go off the track? DuPont's going to go off the track. Takata, Stack, and Silver are going to battle it out right now. I think Silver's going to hang on for a little while. That he's going to be stuck behind Dwint. Dwint is slowing him down a little bit. I think Silver is a little faster than Dwint, believe it or not. Is he going to try to make a move? Dwint's going to block him off. Dwint is not. You cannot do that at all. That is some very interesting defending.
Reactionary defense.
Yeah, you cannot do that at all. And I think we're going to see 3 wide down the straight between Dwint, Silver, and Stack. Stack pushing Dwint off the track a little bit, and he's going to try to make a move over the inside of Silver. Is it going to... I almost said, is it going to Stack? Oh, Silver making a little bit of a mistake, and that almost opened the door for Dwint to go right back through, but it doesn't. And I'm seeing Dr. Bod is actually pressuring Chris from behind right now. I'm going to go ahead and get up there. I didn't realize they were still so close together. They pulled away from Brian a little bit.
There's a great battle between Tearful and Swankier going on at the moment.
Tearful and Swankier?
Very hard defending.
And Brodo is right behind them as well, and I'm sure he's trying to throw himself into the mix. Brodo on the soft tires, Tearful on the mediums, and Swankier also on the softs. Swankier getting a 3-second time penalty, which will change how they fight at the end of the race. But look at Brodo using his ARS to hang on the outside of Tearful. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything, not cleanly anyway. He is going to back off, but sooner rather than later, there's no way he doesn't make an overtake here, especially behind Swankier, who he's faster than. And I think Tearful's a little faster than Swankier as well, but yeah, look at Tearful desperately trying to make a move around any side of Swankier that he can, but Tearful does not have a lot of ERS at all. Swankier has 66 and Brodo has 40. Brodo able to use it. Oh, he's going to get touched by Tearful. Tearful is going to push him across. Swankier's just going to give them both a position. Brodo hanging hard on the outside of Tearful. I think he's going to get the move to stick. Tearful not giving him any space. Lots of contact, but he is eventually going to get the move through. Brodo is going to come out on top, and now Swankier, for a second there, Swankier was getting back into the mix. I thought he had been knocked out of the battle entirely, but just that quickly he had caught himself right back into it. And it looks like Tearful is almost making a kind of a mistake running wide on these corners. Oh, Swankier's going to bump him a little bit. He's going to bump him again. It's going to open up the inside for him. He is going to back off and let him have it. This Dwint is going to pick up a 3-second time penalty. This is lovely stuff.
Track limits is going to be very important. There's already a bunch of warnings that's been given out already. I expect a lot of penalties to be coming through.
I'm seeing Alpha and Dwint start to battle as well. Dwint having one of those penalties that you just mentioned. And really, they're just fighting for track position right now. They're not looking to get any points. But there is still plenty of time for them to get points. Dr. Bod has fallen off of Chris just a little bit. And there's a yellow flag in the front. I'm not sure who that is. Is it Beaksy? I don't think it's Beaksy. But Dr. Bod, is he going to try to dive on Chris? I don't think he is. Clay just got a 3-second time penalty. It looks like Dr. Bod and Chris are just trying to pull away from Brian. And Brian is going to be in some trouble in a couple laps because Aiden has caught up to him and will more than likely be trying to fight him. Brodo is catching up to Tearful still as well and looking to make another overtake on him. I think Tearful may have gotten him right back. Do you think that's what happened? Because I'm pretty sure Brodo was in front of him. But now he's going to go up the inside. He's going to get the position back. And Swankier is now a second behind them. And pretty much, I think he's just going to be out of their DRS range for the next couple of laps. Alpha going ahead and picking himself up a 3-second time penalty. So we've got 5 drivers with 3-second time penalties at the moment. And actually, Dr. Bot is getting ready to overtake. It looked like he was getting ready to overtake Chris now. I can't tell. I think they are trying to slingshot each other. They're not really fighting as much because of course, they want to build that gap to Brian. As Tearful has just gotten Brodo back, but does Dr. Bot try to make that move? I really don't think he will.
Let's see what he can do with DRS in the straight.
And 95% ERS as well, 100% ERS. He is going to go ahead and pump it. And Chris is just going to have to let it happen pretty much. There's no point in fighting it. They really do need to leech off of each other like this if they want to have a prayer of getting rid of Brian. And Brian is now almost 2 seconds behind them both. And Aiden is now not even 3 seconds behind them both. Brodo has just overtaken Tearful again, and Blood Default has just overtaken Swankier. A lot of position swaps happening. I think Joe Clark is about to make a move on Alpha. He does. He's going to go up Alpha's outside, or go around the outside of Alpha. And oh, Joe Clark is going to slow down a lot, almost brake checking Alpha. And Alpha's going to dive and get the move right back. Or not, because Joe's just going to use telekinesis and teleport right in front of him. So whatever floats your boat in this game, I guess. Okay. I have no idea what's happening on my stream, but Joe Clark is a magician. He's teleporting everywhere. How do you defend again? Oh! Chris just got a 3-second time penalty.
I did say this was going to be crucial for the win. That
Chris
is very bad, because now he's theoretically behind Aiden.
And now he really needs to build that gap to Brian. And I don't see why Dr. Bod would even work with him to get ahead like that anymore, because right now he has the pace. Oh, he's gonna pit. He's gonna pit early and try to go for an undercut. Maybe that's what you have to do with that. I wonder if had he not gotten that 3-second penalty, would he still have gone to the pits there? Because I don't think that he does. But also Brodo is heading to the pits as well. Swanky are also heading to the pits now. Brodo and Swanky were on the soft tires, and Chris was on the mediums. So it is a bit interesting they decided to pit that early on, but
it's probably because they think they're losing too much time battling with others. For example, Brodo's battling with Tearful Steel nearly every corner, as we saw.
Yeah.
So just getting some clean air so we can just go full pace with no traffic.
But do the mediums last to the end of the race, though?
That is a good question, because tyre wear isn't the greatest around Qatar. So we'll have to see by the end if they get a puncture or the tyres are just dead.
Yeah, and to me that says I'm hoping for a safety car. Because I just don't... Maybe you can use your tires to the end like that, as I just saw Chris make a nice overtake on Dwint, who's going to get another time penalty. I actually watched that one happen live.
Yeah, it's not ideal that that Chris is in traffic at the moment. This is not what he wants, as Dr. Bod is reacting to the undercut, as well as Brian, as well as Aiden. They're all pitting.
Tearful's going to go ahead and pit as well. I think Blood is more than likely going to stay out. Yeah, he is. He's passing them now. So he's going to stay out on the oldest hards in the game right now, or on the field, other than Dragons. And I think Dragon likes to wear out his tires. The problem with Dragon, though, in historically, is that he stays out for so long that he starts slowing himself down. And it's a good strategy initially.
Dr. Bod starts still ahead of Chris. So that traffic's really slowing him down. He's over a second in front now.
But Chris is up in the 6th. I'm watching Dragon battle with the magician of Joe Clark, and for the time being, it looks like he got the overtake done, but he could teleport at any moment. And now Joe Clark is going to start slowing down his teammate. Holy cow! Did you just see that dive from Brian? Brian, I think he was trying to let his teammate, or Joe Clark was trying to let his teammate through, so Brian just shot past him. Dwint, not wanting to overtake his teammate, is going to let Joe Clark, or not going to let him catch up. I thought he was a bit closer, but now it's two Alpines trying to bully Brian into getting that 8th place position. Something has to be wrong with Joe, because he's just getting overtaken by everybody. And
looks like he's going very slowly.
It's an AI. It's got to be an AI. The way it's shifting and the way the car's steering and stuff, looks
Yeah.
very, very robotic. So I think Joe has entered AI mode, and that's why people are overtaking him so easily.
I would agree with that.
But just as
But
quickly,
got now 2 seconds in front of Chris.
and Brian is going to go ahead and make an overtake on Dragon, who is on 10-lap old hards and not making any progress whatsoever. As whoa, I don't know what just happened to Alpha. A huge
Joe Clark
moment.
now 6th for some reason. And now he's back down to 8th.
Okay, something is definitely very wrong with Joe Clark, and I don't know what's going on.
Now Brian's
but
slowing down.
Brian has slowed down as well. Both the Alpines.
An illegal overtake.
Okay, truthfully,
Brian.
I'm very confused as to what is happening right now. Brodo just made a nice overtake on Joe Clark, and I think he's gonna. Is he gonna get a double overtake?
Brodo overtaking him earlier.
Yeah, he did, and we're gonna see a double kill from Brodo if Joe Clark doesn't just magically teleport ahead of him again. But those were good moves from Brodo.
What I think is happening is he's in AI, but he's actually on his screen. He's actually racing, and when he gets the connection, he suddenly teleports to where he's supposed to be. Which isn't that great, because now we're super confused. Yeah, Joe Clark's back in 6th.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. This is weird. It's weird and it's frustrating, and I'm glad Dragon is finally
And Joe
going.
Clark's retired.
And he's done it in the middle of the track.
Thank you to Joe Clark.
He's just done that in the middle of the track. Hopefully that doesn't cause any issues for anybody. I don't think it will.
No, it should be. The AI should park it out of the way.
Okay, well that's 2 retirements this race. And the biggest race we've had in the season. Alright, let's see what the penalties are looking like right now. So the most penalties... Oh, goodness gracious. The most penalties in the game right now belong to Beaksy, who has 13.
My question is, will Stack and Blood Default last till the end on their hard drives? Because they don't need to stop again, but it just depends how quickly the VOD catches on them.
He is their biggest concern right now, because Dr. Bod has a lot of pace, but Stack also isn't losing a ton of time to Blood Default, and as I say that, he starts losing a ton of time to Blood Default. But all Stack needs to worry about realistically is just keeping himself in a position where he could get outside of that 3-second range from Chris, or stay within it, I mean. As Brodo and Brian are going to double overtake Alpha, and now 2 recently pitters are up in the top 10.
Yeah, it looks like Brian's struggling out there, because he was in front of Aiden, and now Aiden and Brodo are both in front of him. Could be because he's struggling with his new setup, but we'll have to ask him outside of after the race. Because he's got problems with his brake, apparently, where when the brake is so hard that when he tries to put pressure on him, his seat goes backwards. So it's not ideal. You need a proper rig for his brake, or somehow make the spring less stiff.
I've never even heard of that kind of issue before, but is Brodo Brodo doesn't get a penalty for that. I'm very surprised. He had to have gotten a warning or something. But here we go. There's going to be more overtakes happening. Brodo's going to go ahead and fly by Aiden, and I think Brian is going to do the same. Another double overtake from Brodo and Brian. They just did it to Alpha, and now they just did it to Aiden. So I'm feeling like they're probably just going to work together up until the end of the race. and try to get inside Chris's 3-second range, because I highly doubt. Actually, I don't highly doubt that Aiden can keep up with him, because he probably can. Truth be told, the issue with him is more going to be how he handles his tires other than his actual driving, because he finishes right behind him almost every race.
I think Stack or Blood Default could win this race. In fact, I think they're more likely to win this race than Dr. Bod, because Dr. Bod isn't catching up quick enough.
And I wonder if part of that is because Stack and Blood Default aren't fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And Stack has gotten close enough to fight, or vice versa. Blood Default has gotten close enough to fight with Stack, and it just seems like he's kind of choosing not to.
I think it looks like he's struggling to keep up with him quite a bit.
Blood Default struggling to keep up with Stack?
Yeah. It's quite low on ERS.
Something else I'd like to mention, by the way, is the first race that Stack showed up in, he won.
Mm-hmm.
Stack's first race was in Great Britain, and then I don't think he was here for Las Vegas, and he wasn't. Was he here for Jeddah? I don't think he was. Pretty sure this is his first race since he won. This dude literally just shows up, wins, and then leaves.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the strategy of pitting earlier is one of the reasons why he's up there, as well as getting through some of the field before the people in front pitted. And the same with Silverstone. He was one of the last ones to pit, and because the safety car came out, he practically got nearly a free pit stop.
This is easily one of the worst penalties we've seen this season. We've got 19 seconds of penalties for Alpha. 3 seconds for Chris. 6 seconds for Clay, Dwint, and Tearful. Then we've got 9 seconds for Swankier. BT just retired. Did he retire in the pits? Yeah, he did.
Yeah. It looks like Dr. Bod caught up a second on that lap, but it's not quick enough. It needs to be over a second. There's 5 laps to go.
Why did Beaksy retire, though? Dwint just got a 10-second time penalty?
I think it was because he wasn't really fighting with anyone. He was quite at the back.
How did Dwint get a 10-second time penalty, but he only has 9 seconds on his thing? Did I misread that? Was it not Dwint that got the 10-second time penalty?
Wasn't it Beatsy? I can't remember.
Well, not a whole lot of action right now.
Oh no, Clay got 10 seconds.
I swear that's a Dwint, but it's all good. I'm not worried about it. Yeah, Beaksy just straight up left. I don't know what happened to him. That's a bit odd.
It looked like he was behind everyone, so...
Oh, it may have just been an RQ.
Oh, he said something in the chat. And Joe Clark has said something, which I do not understand.
Oh, I see.
I wonder if DC stands for David Coulthard, but it probably doesn't.
I think it stands for disconnected.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Blood Default has a penalty!
And that's going to help Dr. Bod maybe get second.
That may have just sealed for Dr. Bod. That may have just sealed Stack's win. Oh, someone spun. There's a Red Bull around.
Going slowly. Is it Alpha?
No, it's Tearful. What's he doing? Oh my goodness, Dr. Bod is a 3-second penalty.
3 seconds.
Oh my goodness. This completely changed the top 3. So now Brodo needs to catch up. If Brodo can somehow shred down that 6 seconds, oh my goodness, this is ridiculous what's going on here. Almost all What is going on, man? Stack with the
And
plot
Tearful
armor.
will take on Swank here.
Yeah, but Tearful has a 9-second penalty. Tearful has a 9-second penalty. Swankier has a 12, and Dwint has another 9. This is the penalties, like you said, are going to completely change the race. Is Silver going to make an overtake? Oh my goodness! Did you just see? Oh, how did
Stack has plot armor?
I just said that like a second ago. That's funny.
3 seconds. This battle between them two.
DuPont and Silver got into one another, and I don't know how DuPont didn't spin.
Ooh, Tearful weaving on the straight a bit.
Ooh, is DuPont going to hold it around the outside? He's going to try to make it work. Is it going to work out for him in turn 1? It usually does. It looks like it is. He's going to make it around cleanly, and Dwight is going to have to give him the position. But now, back to the front of the grid. Clay just retired. But it wasn't a wreck. He just retired in the middle of the... What is going on? Yeah. People retiring in the middle of the field. We've gotten a lot of rage quits this race.
When you're too far back to get into the points, people just start to rage quit. Or just quit because they don't see any hope, because you can't get a safety car at this stage in the race in the game. So
Brian just got a penalty as well. Oh my goodness.
Now Aiden's going to gain points on him if he remains without a penalty.
So this race has completely changed around. Brian's going to go ahead and overtake Brodo, but it really doesn't make a difference.
It's going to have a probably different shift in the championship. Will Dr. Bob lead the championship after this race? I can't remember the point system.
I don't think he will. I think it'll be close, but I don't think he will. I think he'll be behind by either 1 point or tie it. Silver just made an overtake on Swankier. And then Swankier got him right back. So with how things are looking, it looks like both Mercedes are going to get points this race. Because even if Silver gets overtaken by DuPont, DuPont has a 9-second penalty. And now Silver has a 3-second penalty, and Black Dragon has a 3-second time penalty. Ooh, Silver bumping Swankier a little bit to get that P9 position.
So at this rate, Dr. Bod will gain 6 points on Brian, so he will be 1 point behind him. But who has fastest lap is my question.
I'm not.
It is Dr. Bod, so he will be tied on points with Brian if that stays the same by the end of the race.
Swankier looking to get around DuPont wouldn't make a huge difference in the end, but I love to see a good battle. Brian is trying to fight Brodo a little bit. I don't think he really needs to, but Stack is going to win this race. If Stack can keep it clean for the rest of these corners, he's literally just going to show up for 2 races and just have 2 wins in the book. Oh my gosh, Alpha has 29 seconds worth of penalties.
He's just got a good mind for strategy. Because it's 2 races now where, because he's decided to pit under safety car, he's been out in the front.
True, but also his teammate this race is finishing in P4 behind him, and Stack is going to take home yet another win. Blood Depot is going to finish right behind him. The stand is going to change for the top 3. No, Dr. Bod is going to get 3rd. I think Chris is going to get 4th, and Brodo is going to get 5th. Brian is not going to hold on to 6th. He should lose a position to Aiden here. Aiden's going to overtake him. Silver is trying to get around the outside of Tearful, even though he doesn't need to. He's actually playing it kind of dangerous right now, because really he could just hold back and he would still get the same position. But because even if DuPont passes him, he'll still get both of them back. So hopefully they handle this cleanly. Please handle this cleanly, guys. Okay, thank goodness. So Silver's going to go ahead and take P8, and I think DuPont is not going to gain anything. No, he's going to gain a
Yep, the
position on
points
Tearful.
ninth.
Swankier is going to
Swanker in the
jump up to
points.
10th. Tearful is going to
Retired.
retire.
Why do that? Because now all the standings are messed up.
Why did he do that? Because now he's going to lose all the positions. Why would you do that? Why is Alpha on the full wets?
I don't know, have some fun. This is exactly like Belgium race or Clay on the softs. Having a little bit of fun because he was nowhere near the points. This is what him and Beatsy should have done.
Right.
Just gone on the wets, just like Alpha. Have a little bit of fun. GG's.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck was happening with Clark, though. That was a bit weird. Driver of the day goes to Stack. And these standings are going to change dramatically.
Mm-hmm. So what I know is Dr. Bod and Brian will be tied on points in first. I'm not too sure about constructors at this stage. Let's have a look at the final results. So T-Bones did get 8th, so he's helped the Mercedes constructors fight there. You have a Williams there. I think Mercedes will overtake Williams here. And I think it will be very close between the top 3 for the constructors. But it all depends on post-race penalties as well.
Yeah, and Tearful did not get 14th. I'm pretty sure he finished above that. It just messed him up.
I think he got 11th. If I looked. Yeah, because Swankier had 10th.
Why would you...
With the penalties, he was part of it. It's really hard when people do that. Because DuPont did it last weekend, and I nearly made him last place.
Yeah, I don't know what he did that for, truth be told.
It just really makes our life harder.
Yeah. Alright, so for future reference, please don't retire before the race is over. Just let the thing load, and then you can leave whenever. It doesn't matter.
Because otherwise we might accidentally make you out of the points.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll be the one crying to us, oh, yeah, I finished this position, we were that position. And then we have to go through it and redo the standings. And it's just hard. What race was this? Is it a sprint race next? No, it's not, because race 7, I think, is a sprint. Or do I get a vote as well?
Yeah, I feel like we do this every week.
We vote. Let's have a look. Definitely not that track. I'm gonna do... I've got 2 tracks that actually 3 tracks that I want. I'm gonna pick that one. Oh, you can vote multiple tracks in one form.
You didn't know that? Mate, how did you not know that?
I just did one. I didn't know you could vote multiple.
Well, also, next race is an F2 sprint.
Lovely.
Why am I getting a phone call? Hold on, I'll be right back.
Um.
Okay, I'm back.
They want to watch the race again in VC as normal.
All right.
Right, so see you there.
All right.
Or are we announcing the track team here?
It's not finished yet. Everyone hasn't voted.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on 2 more responses, and then we're good.
Okay.
But I will announce it in the server. All right. Thank you all. Oh my gosh. Okay, never mind. There's literally no way this can be overturned. Holy crap.
What?
Okay, just so everyone on the stream knows, the closest track to get a vote has 4 votes, and that's Australia, Austria, Baku, Singapore, and Texas. You want to know how many? The track in first place has 10 votes.
Oh my god.
Looks like we're going to Spain.
Oh, it's Spain.
Oh,
not the track I voted for. Then.
Why does it have so many votes? I'm going to show the people of the server. All right. Goodbye, all. Hope you enjoyed.
Goodbye.
Enjoy the rest of your